Hey everyone, it's Hannah and it's time for another crafty chat. Hurrah! It's been 3 weeks since I've sat in front of a camera, so sorry if I'm a little bit awkward in this one. I'm very disorganized. I've got loads of stuff in front of me and some of it I don't need. Like I've got makeup in front of me because I've just sat and done my makeup. So I'm just gonna move that out of the way real quick. Anyway, hi, my name's Hannah. It is the 12th of January. Happy New Year to you all. I hope that you had a lovely festive season and a good new year and all of that fun stuff. I am coming at you today from Frankfurt in Germany, although I am from Britain, just so you are aware. Welcome to all of you new viewers. I hope that you enjoy your time here enough to hit that subscribe button. I post a new podcast every other week and I'm gonna have a sip of tea because my voice is already going because I haven't spoken to anyone yet this morning. My tea's too hot. If you're coming back and you are a regular viewer, thank you so much. I'm very excited to have hit 30,000 subscribers. Thank you, it's incredible. I cannot believe that I've hit that many subscribers. It's ridiculous, but thank you so much. Also, yes, you may have noticed, my hair's disappeared. I had my hair cut off. If you're new, you obviously won't know this. My hair was like down here. It was just beneath my brassiere. And now it's cut off and it's all gone and very sad. But apparently my hair had gone into a really bad quality and condition. I hadn't had a cut in a year, which is, you know, one thing. But also it's got really thin, so I've stopped bleaching it. But it got really thin because I've lost quite a lot of weight this past, well, since June. And apparently my hair doesn't like the diet I've been on, so I need to eat more avocado, according to my hairdresser. And I'm alright with that. Yes. Links to all of my social media can be found in the description box below, as well as a link to the Ravelry group, which is the Crafty Chat podcast Ravelry group. And there I've posted notes for all of the things that I think are necessary. And links are here, or my social media is here, as you can see. And yeah, I think that's everything. I think so. First off, I just want to share the jumper I'm wearing. I'm going to have to scoot my chair back. Yeah, my mum made me a jumper. She made it for me last year, but I didn't fit into it last year, but I fit into it this year. And it's technically a Christmas jumper, but it's not like red and green and actually Christmassy. And Mum says she wanted to unpick this bit and redo it because it's a bit crinkly because she hasn't done an awful lot of Fair Isle before. You can see my vest, sorry. But that's fine, I like it. It cinches it in a little at the waist. I like the texture it gives. I like the jumper basically. So I'm wearing it. She also made me a hat because Mum likes that I knit. Because she knows that I appreciate the stuff that she makes. Anyway, let's get going. We're going to start off by doing whips and hoes, which is works in progress and half objects. And I have no half objects for you. I'm sorry about that. Oh, I forgot my blanket. One moment. So first off, I have my Hufflepuff socks and I'm partway through a heel. I'm not even halfway through a heel. I've literally just started the heel. I don't know why I decided to start a heel this morning. That was stupid on my part, but whatever. I'm making Hufflepuff socks because, one, I am in Hufflepuff, therefore I need them. And Katie from Inside Number 23 is hosting a year-long Harry Potter knit-along, which you can also crochet for. And I decided to make some Hufflepuff socks. And I actually did some stripes on the ribbing. I've learnt to sew in ends on ribbing, finally. I looked it up, I just guessed before, but now I actually know. And then it's just yellow. There's a dark grey instead of a black. I thought it would be more interesting. The yellow is kind of a variegated grey and it also shows off my uneven knitting really, really well. So apologies for that. I'm not perfect at knitting. But it's kind of slightly different shades. It's tonal, I suppose you should say. I'm using a little stitch marker that my friend Anna from Pixel Pearls sent me. She sells them as planner charms or jewellery, but I'm using mine as a stitch marker to mark where the end of the row is. And yeah, I'm doing these magic loop. One of my finished objects, which is around and will be shown later, was the first thing I did on Magic Loop. And I actually really enjoyed Magic Loop. It's good fun. It's not that difficult to do. But also, not only is Katie from Inside Number 23 doing a knit along, but Julia, I imagine she's German, so I'm imagining it's Julia. Julia from the Happy Knitting podcast is hosting a geeky sock along. So these are my geeky socks. And she's also hosting a the One Ball with Love Cal, which is where you knit socks using commercial sock yarn, and that's just kind of like an informal knit along. And it was so she could use her stash, but I bought new commercial sock yarn, so that happened. The yarn I'm using is from Wollerödel, which is a shop in Germany, which is close to where I live. It's the Sport- und Strumpfwolle. Classic 4-ply, 25% virgin wool, 25% polyamide, polyamide? I don't know how it's said. And then I've got the colours 16923, which is the yellow, and then colour 35, which is like the charcoal grey. And yeah. It kind of reminds me of Newt Scamander's scarf from Fantastic Beasts. But, well, he was in Hufflepuff, so I'm figuring that was allowed. I'm just going to put my phone on Do Not Disturb so it doesn't buzz in the middle of me recording. Yeah. Oh, it's so hot. But yes, these are just plain vanilla socks. I'm using 2.25mm needles. The ladies at my knitting group looked at it and said that my knitting was very tight. And it's made me feel like, oh, am I doing something wrong? But I actually quite like the denseness of the fabric, and they fit. The first pair of socks and the only pair of socks I've knit for myself I did on 2.5mm needles and 64 stitches, and they're already too baggy for me, so you need to make them so they stretch. And these are snug but comfortable, and like I tried it on my leg. Yeah, so yeah, I'm keeping that in my Pugs with Hats project bag that me and Becky Soprano Knits, who is the Stringing It Together podcast, and also our friend Virginia, who made the bags, we're all twinsying, tripletsing. We've got matching baggies. I love them. Also, by the way, it's 11:45 right now as I'm recording this, which means in 1/4 the cathedral bells are going to go berserk because I live really near to the cathedral. It's not a cathedral, it's a big church, but whatever. Yeah, so the bells are going to go berserk, so apologies for that. I've closed the windows, I've done what I can, but still. The snow has melted. Oh, that's exciting. I'm not worried about going out later to get the package that I missed. Anyway, moving on. So next, I am working on my first shawl. How exciting. I've made the hitchhiker scarf, but I figured that's a scarf. It's small. I've made several of these. If you've watched my like pre-podcast crafty chats, you will know. But I'm working on my first shawl, and it's my first project using indie dyed yarn, and it's my first project doing brioche. And my knitting on brioche is pretty uneven, but I'm alright with it. So this is the All About That Brioche shawl by Lisa Hannes, because she is German, I looked it up. So Lisa Hannes, anyway. This is how far I've got. I've done all of the first garter section. I'm not going to talk too much about it because it is a paid-for pattern. But I've done all of the garter section. This yarn is by Das Mondschaf. I got it at Creative Feld, Frankfurt. But yeah, it's Das Mondschaf. This bluey, variegated bluish teal green, I don't really know, is called Vollmondnacht. And then the orange is Hokkaido, which is a type of pumpkin. And yeah, I've done brioche. So all of you scared to do brioche, don't be. I actually think I prefer this way around. This is meant to be the right way around, but I think I prefer like the gradual thing. And so yeah, I've got to do 6 more rows of the second brioche band. And then more garter stitch in the orange. But I love these colours together. I think they look ace. I think they were made to be together. I'm excited to wear it. It's so soft already. And brioche is like the squishiest fabric around. It's so squishy. It's really nice. Anyone intimidated to try brioche, just give it a whirl. I had to watch a couple of tutorials and have to do it because in my head I was thinking it would be more complicated than it actually was. It's not difficult. If you'd like me to film a tutorial on it, let me know. I've had several people ask me for sock tutorials. So I might have that as like an ongoing series that I maybe post every so often. But yeah. Yay! My scarf. Oh, and I did my first lifeline. I did it just before the brioche section in case my brioche went tits up. But it didn't, so I can pull out my lifeline. I just used crochet cotton. For those of you who don't know what a lifeline is, like I didn't know, a lifeline is something that you put into your knitting. And then, so if you go wrong, you can just sort of rip back your knitting and those stitches will be caught on that lifeline, on that contrasting piece of yarn or crochet cotton, which is what I used. And you won't rip back too far. And it makes the stitches easier to pick up or something. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah. Oh, I just hit myself in the face. I'm really excited to get this done and wear it. And yeah, I really like it. I was hating brioche. Just because it takes a long time. You have to do each row twice. So you knit across with the first yarn and then you have to go and you have to slide the work back and knit across with the second yarn. And I know that somebody's posted a one pass brioche, but that looked not too complicated, but too complicated for me. So I wasn't enjoying it, and then I was in a bad mood and I vented at Mario, my boyfriend, about something. I don't even know what I was in a bad mood about. And then I picked this up and was knitting it, and then I was just like, you know what? It's not that bad. So I think I actually quite like brioche now, after I got annoyed about something unrelated. So yeah. The next thing is my mantilla doily, which I showed you in my last crafty chat, and I said, oh, I'm going to take it back with me and get it finished. And then I didn't take it back with me, and I haven't moved my progress keeper. And I don't even know if I've made any progress on it from the last time I showed you. I think maybe I've just started the next row. So this is the Mantilla Doily by Coates Design Team. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. I started this back in September, July, September. I started it back in September. I started it while watching American football. So yeah, and I've got another little progress keeper by Pixel Pearls on here. I love her stuff. They're very cute. As I said, they're designed to be, excuse me, they're designed to be planner charms, but I use them as progress keepers because I can. The next thing I'm working on is my Cozy Memories blanket, and I'm keeping it in my Hannah's Crafty Chat project bag by Jessie. She sent it to me. I don't know if she has any intentions on selling. She wasn't before Christmas, but she might do. And I was sent lots of yarn by several people, and thank you so much. But Green Lambkin sent me loads of yarn that were like Christmas colourways. And so the plan was to knit them into my blanket. And there's this one by Joe Knit Sew as well, which was Elf. But the plan, I don't know where they are in right now. The plan was to knit all the Christmas colourways into my blanket over the Christmas period. And then I didn't. So, I can't remember what I last showed you. I really don't know. But I'm just going to do this. I love this one. Looks like ice cream. I think I said that last time. And then I've started on the other row. Yay! Also, I now realise I've been picking up my stitches wrong. I know there's no right or wrong way to do it, but I'm doing it in an overly complicated way, and I kind of don't want to change now because I've done it for a full row and a bit. I mean, it doesn't look messy. So this yarn here is one of Green Lambkin's yarns in Candy Cane Forest. This is the Regia colour 03726 in Exotic. That's something I knit a couple of people's Christmas socks out of. And then this was the toes of the pink pair of socks I knitted over Christmas. And these two were gift yarns. And I don't know what type they are. But yeah, I'm very excited. I need to knit on this more. I might see if I can get some done tonight. I kind of want to get my socks further though. Now I understand why people don't get things done faster. I used to think, how can people take so long to knit a pair of socks? Now I understand, because they didn't just knit a pair of socks, they knit a pair of socks as well as other things. So yeah, I've got a bag full of minis, and yeah, I am excited to knit on that a bit more. I'm using Piggery's pattern for the coziest memory, I think is what she called it. And that's Piggery from Junk Yarn. The pattern called for 2.75mm needles, and I didn't have any at the time, so I'm using 2.5mm needles, 46 stitches, and then it's a free pattern. You can look it up. I'll link it in the show notes. I link everything in the show notes. But yeah, those are my current works in progress. So now we're moving on to finished things, finished objects, whatever you want to call it. And I only actually got one thing finished over Christmas, and over the 3 weeks since I saw you, because I apparently haven't, feel like I've been knitting loads, but like, this doesn't take 5 minutes. I'm sure you can imagine. But yes, my finished things are my Christmas Eve cast on. So Danny from Little Bobbins Knit started this thing a couple of years ago, I believe, where you cast on, I think it's usually a pair of socks, but I think other people are casting on other things, and you cast them on Christmas Eve, and I did. I cast these on Christmas Eve morning because I was very excited. My first attempt at magic loop, 2.25mm needles, 64 stitches, basic vanilla sock, fish lips, kiss heels, standard toe. I was super excited to cast these on because I didn't have anything cast on at the time, because I just didn't, and so I was a bit like, ugh, which is when I got a couple of squares done, which was good. But then Christmas Eve came and I cast these on, and I love them. So this is a Regia Anne and Carlos colorway, and this is the Summer Nights colorway, and I can't remember what the number is, I didn't write it down. But yeah, they're almost matching, but not quite, and I don't know if that annoys me more or less. I think I made one slightly longer than the other, but I literally got these knit in 4 days, which is ridiculous. 5 days. I finished them on the 29th. I finished them in the car driving up to Maria's mum on the 29th. But I could have finished them the night before, but then I cast my shawl on, so I got a bit antsy. I wanted to work with my yarn I wound up. But yeah, I just used some cream, just some cheap cream Aldi yarn that I got from Aldi. But it goes really nicely, and I liked this. I did. No, I thought that when I saw last year, I believe, Kristen from the Yarngasm podcast did these as her, I don't know if it was her Christmas Eve cast on, but she knit them around Christmas, and this made me think, oh, that's a very Christmassy colorway, even though it's called Summer Nights, so I can wear them not at Christmas, but I thought they were Christmassy enough to be my Christmas Eve cast on. And yeah, it's ridiculous how quickly I knit these. I knit them in the cinema as well. We went to see Rogue One, sadly the day that Carrie Fisher passed away. We came out of the cinema and then found out that she'd passed, and it was very sad. But Rogue One, great film. I did nap at the beginning, I'm not gonna lie. Took me a while to get into it, but then when I was into it, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I knit these in the cinema. I'd never cinema knit before, so that's exciting. Yeah. I'm going to see Assassin's Creed maybe on Friday. Maybe. So I might see if I can cinema knit then, but I don't know, because I'm going like really late Friday night, and so I don't know. I might need to concentrate. But this is my only finished object for 3 weeks, which I'm very disappointed in myself. I'm not gonna lie. Oh well. I like them anyway. So now we're moving on to fattening up my stash. And some of these are self-bought with Christmas money, and some of these are, well, one of these is presents. Well, a couple of things are presents. So first off, Mario bought me some Higher Sharps interchangeable needles. Ah, so exciting! And obviously I'm using ones for my shawl right now. I like them. They work really well. I really like them. They don't come with 3mm needles, which is really annoying, so I bought some separately in case I want to make more sock head hats. But yeah, I like them. And that's that. They're easy to use. I was worried because I thought that they would be too specific, or like too posh needles in comparison to the ones that I had been using. And the socks that I'm knitting are also on Higher Sharps, just not the interchangeables, because the interchangeables don't come, well, they might come in a size that small, but I just, yeah. So that was the first thing. I also got a few books, knitting related books that my mum got me. And she gave me this one, which I think she'd had for a while. It's called Hello Knitting. Hello! And it's just got a variety of different knitting projects. My mum loves buying me knitting books. It's something that she does a lot. And crochet books and all sorts. And the cathedral bells are about to go ballistic, so apologies. But it's got some nice patterns in it. And who's it by? Who's it by? It's just called Hello Knitting from Pavilion. Anyone can learn to knit and make a selection of cute and simple projects with this brilliant guide for beginners. I mean, it's got Fair Isle in it. I don't know how beginner it's thinking. I'm just going to do that. That cushion's really cute. Might need to make that for my next place we move to when we move back to the UK, which we're doing in, oh my goodness. I need to make one of these for Mario's mum. She loves these. I might try and make its face to be less creepy. We'll see. But yeah, that's one of the books that she got me. And then my mum, well, yeah, my mum also got me this book, which is Knits for Fab Feet and Cozy Toes from the Craft Library by Anna Tillman. But yeah. I mean, there are some socks in here that I would never knit. Let me find some. These ones that have a separated big toe for flip-flops. I can't see them ever being made. But then, they're cute. These are quite nice. And it's great because it uses German brand sock yarn. These pig ones are cute. I don't know if I ever do colourwork socks, so I'm never saying never. These ones are very sweet as well. They got little strawberries on this side. But yeah, it's got some really nice patterns in, and it was very nice for me. It was the first Christmas gift I opened. I opened it Christmas Eve. No, I opened it after church Christmas morning. And yeah, I like it. It's nice. These cabled ones are fab. I want to give cabled socks a whirl. I don't know if that is possibly the best thing for me to start cabling on. I want to learn cables this year. I will talk about resolutions at the end of the podcast. And then I went to my mother-in-law's, almost, kind of. Well, we're not married, so whatever. And I was incredibly hungover because it was New Year's Day. And then New Year's Day got up at 5:30 and started vomiting. I didn't stop till 2. I did manage to get on a train for an hour and not vomit on the train, which was good. But I don't know if it was a hangover because then we met somebody, we bumped into somebody that we had met up with previously, like the Friday before. And she said that she'd had a stomach bug, which started at 9 o'clock on New Year's Eve, and she started vomiting then. So maybe it was a stomach bug, but who knows? It's either that or I'm getting really old and I was just vomiting profusely. Anyway, she gave me this book, which is incredible. It's 35 Knitted Animals, Donna Wilson, and Other Creatures. And it was really nice to look through when I felt like rubbish. Also, we're going to use another word then. And yeah, there are some really amazing ones in here. It's just loads of, I'm not going to lie, they're really weird. But let me show you my favourite. My favourite is this one. Mitten Kitten. incredible. And an iced donut. I don't want to show any of the pattern. I'm so awkward. Why can't I do anything in a non-awkward way? But yeah. It's got this dog on the back, which is very cute. And this cat on the front, also cute. But yeah, those are my 3 knitting books that I've got, and I'm excited to knit something from them. And then not only did my boyfriend get me the Higher Sharps, he also got me some other things. So he got me this project bag, which is super cute. It is by Danica Studios. Danica Studios zipper pouch. So this on the front, and this as well. Alpacas or llamas. Super cute. Now I'm about to cut out, so I'll just preempt it. And not only did he get me that, he also got me some yarn. This is Kettle Yarn, or this is by Kettle Yarn Company. It's a little fuzzy because it had been in this bag, which was a mistake on my part. So it's a little bit fuzzy. Apologies. But I'm hoping it'll be fine. It is Superwash Blueface Leicester and silk. So it's the Islington base in the colour Siren Call. It doesn't say the percentage of blend. So it's 100 grams, which is around 400 meters or 437 yards. So I need to find, it's the softest thing ever, I need to find a nice shawl or something to knit this out of, or to knit with this. And yeah, it's like, the camera isn't picking up the colour, so it is like this colour, but it also has like some more greenish parts and some more bluish parts, and it's just really nice. He knows that I like these kinds of colours. Obviously, this is the last of my Vollmond Nacht. I'm really sad because I really like that colour. And then, Truly Hooked had a sale. Truly Hooked yarns. I really like her yarns. I previously bought this skein of yarn from her, which is the shade colour Engaging on her yak sock base, and I really liked it. So I had previously bought this from her, and I thought, while I'm in the UK, I may as well buy it from her. Then found out that she wasn't going to ship it until a couple of days later, and bless her, she truly went out of her way. So she lives around the corner from where my sister lives, which is super useful, and I was staying with my sister, and that was the address that I gave. And so they said, and so she said, oh, we'll drop it round if that's okay, and I was all happy with that. And so she gave me a project bag instead of refunding shipping. So it's Truly Hooked hand dyed, and I like this project bag, and it's nice. That's the drawstring, and it's just a nice project bag. Anyway, she had a sale on after Christmas, and I may have treated myself. So first off, I had seen this colour in her shop and was just like, well, I kind of need that. So it's a sock duo, and it was only £7. So I thought, well, that's cheap. So yeah. And this colour here, it's a 50. This is a 50 grams gain, and then this is 25. This 50 grams gain is in the colour Emo Fairy Dust, which I just loved the name. It's 25% superwash merino, oh, 75% superwash merino, sorry, 25% nylon. And then this one has stellina in it as well, so I'm gonna say it's like 75-25%, I'm not sure. But yeah. I don't know what this little one's called, but this is Emo Fairy Dust, and then it's just paired with this. And I think, oh, my face. I think it's gonna make a truly amazing pair of socks. And they smell really good. And like I said, I had this yarn and I didn't know what to put with it, and so then I went on her website and I found one that would go with it. So this is just her standard sock base in just a dark charcoal. Well, the colour's charcoal, so 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And it's just a stunning purpley grey tonal, and I thought that these two would be real nice together. Some kind of a subtle thing. I don't know, I like them, and they're both very soft, and I'm excited to knit with them. But I was a bit cheeky and probably shouldn't have bought all of these things. But these are going to be my first pair of pattern socks, so I hope 50 grams is enough for a pattern sock, because I haven't done it before. And I upgraded my, so my stash was originally in a brown paper carrier bag, and so I upgraded to a tote bag, and it's Weihnachten in Frankfurt am Main, which is silly. And yeah, so these are going to be pattern socks. I've also decided that this is going to be a pair of pattern socks, the yarn that Amy gifted me, Amy from Periscoping Sisters gifted me. That's also going to be a pair of pattern socks. But it needs to be. I need to stop not using posh yarn for pattern socks. And pop that in there as well. And then, so I went into Vollerödel to buy myself the Hufflepuff sock yarns, and got the Hufflepuff sock yarns. And then I was looking at the Anne and Carlos that they had, and saw that this was reduced. So it's a Sonderpreis, and it was half price, so it was only €2.47, which was grand, and it's because it was their last one. So I need to be sure to pop in there and check that out regularly. So I'm excited to cast these socks on. So this is just Regia Design Line Anne and Carlos in the Star Night colorway, which is color 03653. And I bought this yarn for my friend we did Secret Santa in our knit night, and she's knitting them up and they look fab. So I'm going to be knitting them up too with some more of the cream that I used for my Christmas Eve cast on, because I have ample of this apparently. And yeah, I've just popped that in there, because then I can't look at it, because then I won't want to cast it on because I'm not looking at it, and I have to finish those other socks first. Okay, so podcaster recommendations. Got another 3 today for you. First off, I mentioned her earlier. It's the Happy Knitting podcast hosted by Julia, who I imagine name's pronounced Julia. She's over in Bavaria, I believe. I really enjoy her podcast. It's a very nice podcast. It's a lot of fun. She knits amazing things and incredibly quickly. She just knit a Excuse Me shawl by Stephen West, and just kind of got it done in like a week or something ridiculous, and it's incredible. It's a really nice shawl. She did it all like scrappy. She used up her scraps for it, which is nice. And yeah, so much recommend her. She posts weekly. And then there's the Kilt Craft podcast hosted by Nessa, I believe. Nessa, I don't know. And she is from Britain. She is from the north of England, close to Leeds, I think, judging by her accent. And yep, another really nice podcast. She makes really lovely things. And in her last podcast, she showed the huge bag of yarn that she bought because she's going to be knitting jumpers and such, which is really cool. And then finally, the other podcast that I'm recommending is the Notorious podcast, which was brought to my attention by one of the hosts herself. She messaged me, she said, "Hey, I really like your podcast, fancy checking mine out." And usually I don't do that when people message and say, "Hey, check out my videos." I usually just think, no. But then I did, and it's hosted by 2 lovely ladies, Kelly and Carrie, and they are funny and nice, and I enjoy their podcast. The one that they did just before Christmas was really funny because Kelly is like the biggest Scrooge ever, and Carrie isn't at all, and it made me laugh. And they're off to Vogue Knitting Live, and I'm very jealous of them. But yes, now I am going to be talking about knitting and crochet resolutions, or things that I want to achieve. And some people give themselves a word for the year, and I'm not going to do that, just because I haven't thought of one. But I am going to share a couple of things that I want to knit or do. So first resolution is I would like to partake in the Yarngasm Boxo Socks knit along. Boxo Socks. Because Kristen hosted it last year, and then I only got into knitting socks in October, and I didn't really have enough time to knit 12 for myself. So I'm starting it this year with my Hufflepuff socks. I'm a little bit sad that I knit these so quick because they could have been my first pair, but you know, nope. I had to get them done. That's the joy of stripy yarn. That's why I'm like dragging my feet on these, because they're not stripy yarn. It's just one colour and it's just not as exciting. I'm just going to knit for a little bit. I hope that's okay. And then I haven't written these down. I'm literally just thinking these off the top of my head. I would like to give cables a whirl. I think that that is a good way for my knitting to progress. I love the look of cables. I think it's incredible. My mum knit my boyfriend an incredible cable sweater, which is somewhere. I'm gonna say it probably is in this drawer. Or this drawer. Or he's wearing it. He might be wearing it. He usually complains that it's too warm, but it's been super cold and snowy here, so he might actually be wearing it. But yeah. So I love the look of cables. I think they look ace, and I want to learn to knit cables. I also want to learn how to knit colour work, because I think that would be really cool. I would like to knit a shawl that's completely in brioche, because I think it would be the warmest thing ever, and I am a fan of warm things. And then just basics, you know. There we go. So hopefully I'm going to the Edinburgh Yarn Festival, which is very exciting. So I'd like to go there, or to another yarn festival if I don't go to that one. And then I would like to finally knit. I feel like I'm confident enough now to knit my souvenir socks. So this was yarn that I bought from Barcelona when I went to Barcelona. It's by Obejitabe. I don't speak Spanish. But this apparently means sheep. And this is the noise that sheep makes. I'm not sure. But yeah. This is like ultimate souvenir sock yarn, and I'm excited to knit socks with it because it's so many gorgeous colours. And this was the first skein of indie dyed yarn I had ever bought. And my socks are going to be amazing, and I'm excited to knit them. And I'm also a little bit sad because I'm going to have a lot of yarn left over because I only use like a small amount of yarn to knit socks. So yeah, cables, colour work, brioche shawl, knit my souvenir socks. And I would also like to knit a jumper, but I don't know if that'll happen. But hey, a year's a long time, who knows. Also, when I move back to England, I want to get back to making my, oh, itchy nose. I started, in 2014, I started a crochet mood blanket. Someone posted about it on Instagram, and then I made a Facebook group for it, and it just kind of took off. It's almost got 12,000 members now. But the plan was to crochet a square or a row every year, and you pick the colour reflecting what mood you were in on that day. So by the end of it, you'd have an amazing blanket or square. And then I just didn't. I think I made it to March, which is good going. It's pretty good going. And I just didn't do it anymore. So I'd like to pick up that blanket again and not have it as a mood blanket, but just have it as a blanket. Because I have 2 crochet blankets on the go at my mum and dad's house. And yeah, I would like that. But yeah, those are my resolutions. I think they're quite good resolutions. What are your resolutions? Have you set yourself any resolutions? I was going to do like a summary of the resolutions I'd set for myself last year, but I can't remember what I set. One of them was to cook at least once a week, and I've done okay with that, like 80% of the year. And then another one was to lose 2 stone and a healthy weight, which I have done. I can't remember what the other ones were. Something like plan videos better, but I've failed at that. But yeah, let me know what your resolutions are. I am curious to know. Anyway, now I'm just going to go on to a little bit of chit chat. So if you're not interested in my chit chat, I would just like to thank you for watching this far through the podcast. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button just below this video. It actually helps me out in more ways than you know. It doesn't give me money or anything. It just helps me out. So thank you very much if you'd like to do that. And also feel free to hit that subscribe button if you want to see my podcast and other videos pop up in your subscription feed. It's just down there. It's how you can be alerted to me having a new video posted. If you want to also hit the notify me bell, notification bell, then you'll actually get a physical notification to say, hey, the Corner of Craft has posted a video. And yeah, but you don't feel pressured to do any of those things. Just saying it's an option for you if you fancy it. But I post a craft tutorials on Sundays, so yeah. Anyway, onto general life stuff. First off, speaking of craft tutorials, I am going to be posting a beadwork tutorial this coming Sunday, which is exciting. I haven't recorded it yet. I'm recording it tomorrow. I was meant to record it today, and I got out of bed too late. So, actually no, I didn't get out of bed too late. I started knitting the heel of my sock, which was stupid. But yes, if you have any tutorial requests, feel free to leave them below. I know that people want a sock request. I wouldn't be able to show you how I do this heel in particular, but I can do the standard heel flap and gusset. That isn't a problem. So life, I had a lovely Christmas. Thank you to all of you who wished me happy Christmas, and thanks to all of you who messaged and asked me when I'm coming back. It's nice to feel wanted and missed, basically. And I'm back. Ta-da! I am going to hopefully go back to posting twice a week. I was going to try to make my podcast a weekly thing, but I feel like I wouldn't get enough projects finished in time to justify making it a weekly thing. Does that make sense? But I'll see. I feel like if I did a weekly one, they'd be significantly shorter. But yeah, I had a really nice Christmas. We spent Christmas with my parents down in the south of England. We went for a nice walk along the beach on day after Boxing Day. Went to the cinema twice in a row, and both times we went to like a little independently owned cinema, so it was super cheap. Went to see Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, which was ace. Much enjoyed that film. And then we went to see, next day we went to see Star Wars Rogue One, which was not as good in my opinion, but also still quite good. What else? Then we went up to Mario's mum's in the north, and that was nice. That was nice and chilled and relaxed. As chilled and relaxed as it can be with a small hyperactive 5-month-old puppy biting your feet every time you sit down. I went to Nottingham for New Year, and then up to Sheffield the next day while I was hungover. And then we came back here last Thursday, like a week ago today. I feel like I haven't got much accomplished this week, because I haven't, but it's okay. It's okay. Back on the diet now. I've got my friend's wedding coming up in April. It's coming up really quickly. I tried on the dress though, and it almost fits. I have about an inch of zip left to go, which is pretty good going. Pretty good going. It's a lot closer than I thought it would be. I literally thought that I wouldn't be able to do it up. So that's comforting. Good to know. I haven't really set myself any New Year's resolutions for this year. I'm freaking out quite a lot because we're moving back to England in July, and considering how quickly this month is going, July is going to come and go, and it's going to stress me out. And well, no, July isn't going to come and go. July is going to come, and then we're going to move back, and it's gonna be stressful. I've got to try and find a job and stuff, because as lovely as this is, I'm not making enough money from it, so. Oh, I ordered undyed yarn, so I need to buy dye as well though. But yeah, so that's exciting. I'm going back to England at the end of next month for a week, or just under a week, because it's my best friend's hen do. And then I'm hopefully going a couple of weeks after that to Edinburgh Yarn Festival. I need to book tickets for that. I'm going with Becky, who is the Stringing It Together podcast. She is my neighbour. And then, what else? Oh, and then it's my friend's wedding in April. So I feel like this year is gonna fly by at a rapid pace, and I think it's going to get to this time next year and I'm gonna be like, I don't quite know where the year has gone, and it's gonna be stressful, but that's okay. I'm okay. But yeah, that's basically everything that I have to tell you. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you did, oh, went wrong there. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. As I previously mentioned, it really helps me out. And don't forget to hit subscribe. New beadwork tutorial coming up on Sunday. It's a cute one. It's got a cat in it, if I just decide to record that. And yeah, you're gonna see lots of pairs of socks from me this year, because I am getting those 12 pairs of socks done. I don't know if I'm gonna get 12 Harry Potter things done. I don't want to make promises about that, but yeah, I'm so excited for these Hufflepuff socks. Hopefully they'll be done by the next time I see you. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, thumbs up, blah, 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 I've said all that. But yes, that's everything I have to say. I basically am aware that I've just spent the last part of the video just not looking at you, and I realise how rude that is. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you very soon in Sunday's video. Bye!